Alrighty, so I thought that we would do a pick a card reading, and for each pile I'm going to show your past, present, and future. Or you're going to be visited by 3 ghosts, the ghost of your past, your present, and your future. Sorry to be so Ebenezer Scroogey about it, but it seems appropriate because it's December and it's Charles Dickens, so that's always a good thing. Okay, so group 1 will be determined by this Opalite heart. Opalite is the gem associated with October, and it's associated with the zodiac sign Cancer somehow. Opalite is known for clarity. And group 2, this black tourmaline, which is also associated with October. I didn't even realize that when I chose them. As well as the sign of Capricorn, which is the opposite of Cancer, Opalites. How interesting. I didn't even mean to. Black tourmaline is known for protection. Okay, so either you are the Opalite heart, group number 1, or the black tourmaline, group number 2. And we'll begin with group number 1. See if I can do this. I've got this overhead stand right here. It's a little too distracting. Or is it? Maybe we'll leave it. Okay, so let's see what ghosts are visiting you from your past, present, and future. We'll use the mermaids. As well as the light seers. All right. Okay, group number 1, the Opalite heart. Let's get the ghost of your past. Oh! Got 2, but I'm going to choose this one. Okay, and let's get the ghost of your present. And the ghost of your future. Wow, that's way too many. I see this one. Trilobites. And the clarifier for each. Okay. Ghost of Opalite's past. Ghost of Opalite's present. 3. Okay, we'll open those later. And Ghost of Opalite's future. Okay. Another 8. Okay. Okay. Let's make sure we can see it in the overhead. Okay. Alrighty, sorry. Okay, so the ghost of your past. This is either you from the past or somebody who you associate with your past. The ghost of your past is a person who is like under a kind of enchantment or a spell. The ghost of your past is somebody who had like 2 different or 3 different sides to themselves. And they themselves kind of believed in all 3 of them, but at different times, so there was a misleading and confusing energy about this person. And they themselves were very confused, perhaps didn't even mean to be as misleading or confusing as they turned out to be. The ghost of your past is somebody who created like a great change in your life because they forced you to settle your value system and your list of priorities in a way where you were at the top for a change instead of anybody else. What you experienced with this person was too much confusion, and it was like you were under a spell. And it may not have even been a nefarious thing. This is just somebody who was confused at the time that you knew them and created a lot of stress for you. So, we're being taken back to a scene in the past of you walking away. We're being taken back to the moment where you looked upon this person from your past and the situation that it had become or transpired into. The moment you realized that there was nothing to be done, it was like much ado about nothing. There was too much confusion on both of your ends. But you gained clarity. Clarity. And you walked away from something that was like, could have been like the love of your life even. Something that your heart really identified with. So the ghost of your past is somebody that you were in a relationship with, either that was romantic or it was a friendship. This is somebody who had too many different components to their personality and didn't have a way of like being consistent with you and themselves and in life. We're being called to look at the moment you woke up and walked away and realized that you would be better off taking your own clarity and moving on. That's the scene from the past. So the theme of clarity is a strong one here, and we'll see why as we move deeper into it. Let's talk about the ghost of your present. Again, the ghost of your present might be somebody who you associate with your present, or this might be you in the present. The ghost of your present is somebody who you've known for a long time, but at this juncture in your life, you're starting to feel like you no longer recognize them, or that either they've changed or you've uncovered a deeper layer of this person so that it feels like an alien is emerging. Again, this could be you or a new part of you that's coming to the surface. Or this could be somebody who you associate with your present, who you've known for a while, but at this point in life, they're showing a whole new side to themselves. We are being called to look upon the scene in the present moment. 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, Knight of Swords. We are being called to look on the way you handle conflict at this time, as opposed to the way you used to. Something that you're realizing about yourself is that on the one hand, you've developed a way of looking at conflict and not really caring, turning your back on it and claiming a victory. Maybe even a little egoic, but not in a negative way like you have an ego problem, but just that you have solidified your identity and your truth as you see it in this lifetime. And this is a point in your life where conflict that arises isn't something that brings you down as much, and if it does, then you literally block it out, which can be a positive and negative thing. But your thoughts do run away with you, whether it is conflict or something that is like success. You can go to either extreme and overthink it and overanalyze it to a really intense degree. And you make decisions very quickly, like exceptionally quickly, because you do have a lot of clarity. And even though sometimes you feel like you're being really rash or making decisions way too quickly without knowing everything that you need to know, you're learning to care less about that, because what you do know is so valuable to you and it's enough for you. You already came from a place of so much confusion and a lack of clarity in the past that you're no longer dealing with those energies anymore. If there is confusion or a lack of clarity now, you don't see it that way, you just choose not to see it that way. There's a new version of you, like an alien emerges, that's doing things way different than the way that you did before, and we're being called to look at this person now. You stick to what you know, you stick to your guns, you stick to your gut, and you go for it, and you let yourself be confident even when you have fears. This is something that's different than who you were and how you used to do things. You won't sit there and see things through all the way or experiment and try this and try that. You won't do that anymore, especially not in relationships. You have an idea of what you want, and if it's not working, then you will just move on. Because your relationship with yourself is the most important thing you've realized, and that's what you're working on most. Anything that gets in the way of that is something that you turn your back to and continue walking away from. Because there is so much clarity in that, in maintaining your truth and holding on to it, and making sure that whatever doesn't fit in that truth is something that you are able to walk away from. This is where you are today. The ghost of your present is you, but like a new, almost unrecognizable version of you. It's taking you to a scene of the present where a conflict arises, you see it, and you choose to turn your back on it and focus on your wins instead. And let your thoughts kind of run away with that positivity and ride that wave all the way through. turning your back on anything that doesn't fit with your definition of yourself and your life as you want it to be and as you see it right now. That's where you are right now. Clarity. Okay, so let's move on to the ghost of your future. The ghost of your future is somebody who you have not met yet, or it is an angel or like a spirit guide or ancestor that's here to take you to a moment in the future. This is somebody who you have not met and maybe will meet. Otherwise, it's an angel. The characteristics of this person or being this is somebody who has known you your whole life or has been in some way watching you your whole life or waiting for you your whole life. This is not a person that you will meet, and it's not a human being. This is a spirit or an angel or ancestor that's always been around you, that's been watching you from the beginning and will be there through to the end. A really benevolent spirit who has nothing but all the love in the world and concern for you. All the patience in the world, a judgment-free love for you. But as I said, there is concern because the ghost of your future or your angel is here today and is taking us to a scene in the near future where you feel trapped or held back. The ghost of your future says, the habit of walking away and having the freedom to do so and having the freedom of your own truth and your choice and your own vision and your path is a gift, and it's something that you've been honing. In the past, you walked away from any form of confusion that started to be harmful to you. Good for you. In the present moment, you are walking away from anything that is like conflicting with your own sense of self and your own goals. Good for you. But pretty soon, there's going to be a moment in time where you don't feel so free to walk away or turn your back. You're going to feel trapped in a situation or a problem, and you're not going to know how to find your way through it. What you've been doing is blocking out anything that is a confusion and focusing your energy on what it is you do know, and that is clear to you. But there's going to be a decision in the future where it's not going to be so easy to do that because you're going to be presented with something where you have no clarity on the matter, and it is a major conflict to you, and you do have to face it and get through it. But you won't be alone because you have help. You have a lot of protection and help. You're just being prepared for this. What is this? And it alludes to your past because they're both the number 8. What is that 8 of Swords? Page of Swords. Cups, King of Cups. It looks like in the future, It looks like somebody from your past who was a great source of your confusion, as we discussed, is somebody who's coming back in the future to offer something that is clear-cut, direct, and that you can trust. It's not necessarily a love or a relationship, but this person wants to come back to create a sort of friendship, to create a foundation of a friendship where there is more clarity, and this person can redeem themselves, it seems, for the confusion that they caused, the pain that they caused, and the inconsistencies that they themselves are unable to live with right now and moving forward. You're going to feel really trapped because you're going to want to walk away and ignore this like you did in the past. But you're also going to feel trapped because you will be able to sense the sincerity of the offer and this person. You're going to feel trapped because a friendship was never really something that you appreciated or wanted anyway, so it might feel like an insult. You're going to feel trapped because even though a relationship is something that you did want, a romantic, committed relationship, it's not something you want now or in the future with this person. But ultimately you're going to feel trapped because you still love this person very much. And it's a very tempting offer to just keep in contact and see where it goes. So you're being prepared right now for that moment. You spent a lot of time blocking out and walking away and trusting your gut, and that's how you've been moving through life for it seems like a few years now. And that's been working well for you. But there's something that you did turn your back on and walk away from in the past that is coming to resurface to give you and this person a chance to redeem both of yourselves and the situation, beginning with something as simple and basic a foundation as friendship. That's something that's coming toward you, and the message is that you don't have to feel trapped. You can continue doing things the way that you do them, but the only reason you're not going to be able to walk away is because your heart's not going to want to. So let the overthinking of your mind and the fears of your mind and the heaviness of your heart, if you can, find a way to air themselves out and make room for this person. If they were not nefarious and if they were not like taking advantage of you or a bad person, but they were going through hard times and you have faith in that, then this is somebody you'll be able to trust in the future moving forward. It's an authentic and sincere offer. If this is somebody who was taking advantage of you and was lying and gaslighting and manipulating you and things like that deliberately, then you know what to do. You are not bound to this person, even if you feel like it. You have the clarity of mind now and the strength of heart and will to make the right choice when this person comes back. You know what to do. And you should be really proud of yourself for all of the clarity that you've been able to achieve for yourself ever since your world was turned upside down here in the past. You went through the darkness, you created a light, and you followed your own light. And that light is now attracting people from the past, especially if they're still in a state of darkness since you've left. So that's the message for you. Opalite heart. Your ghosts of past, present, and future. How interesting. Okay, I hope that's helpful. And I'm going to move on to group 2. Alrighty. Sorry. Okay, so now we're moving on to group 2, black tourmaline. I'll put it here. Maybe that's a better place for it. Okay. Group 2, your ghosts will be Mystic Misfits. And your tarot will be Cosmic Visions. Okay. Okay, group 2. Black Tourmaline. Wow, okay. Ghost of Black Tourmaline's past. Ghost of Black Tourmaline's present. Ghost of Black Tourmaline's future. Okay. Black Tourmaline. So Black Tourmaline's past. Too many. Ghost of Black Tourmaline's presence. Okay. Ghost of Black Tourmaline's future. I guess 3. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty, Black Tourmaline Group 2, you are being visited by 3 ghosts today. The first ghost is the Gallows. The ghost of your past is either a version of you from the past or somebody that you knew from the past or associate with your past. This person this is somebody who the major feelings associated with this person are guilt and shame. This person feels deeply ashamed. This person has been on trial. Either they put themselves on trial or they've been like persecuted by their community. This is somebody who feels or felt in the past very lost and scared, and constantly like they were doing things wrong and that they were something to be ashamed of. This is somebody from your past who you may have like put on trial if they did something to hurt you. But in whatever way this person did hurt you, it hurt them times 10. It hurt them times 10. Somebody from your past has a lot of guilt and is responsible for dealing a lot of pain and knows it. the ghost of this person is here to show you a scene of yourself in the past. That scene is the Nine of Pentacles. That person is here to show you a scene of yourself in the past where you felt really content and satisfied with your life and your reality and your place in it. It was a time in your life where you didn't have a lot of paranoia. You were very trusting. You believed in your dreams and life and people all around you. Your sense and wonder of the world was very much intact. You were at peace and you were happy and you felt stable and you felt healthy, like on every level. This person from your past is somebody who hurt you, as we said, and has endured a lot of shame and even persecution, either from you or their community or family for what they did. So the ghost that's visiting you today is this person, and he or she is taking you to the scene of a moment in the past from before you ever met them. A moment where everything was still and straightforward. You were free and happy. You had a strong connection with your own intuition. Things in your reality did not feel like a game. Life felt free. You were on track. You were happy. You worked for a lot and you got it in return. There was give and take. So we're being brought back to a point in your past before you met this person where you had a lot of peace and a lot of inner strength and a strong relationship with your own intuition. This person wants you to remember that version of yourself. This person remembers that version of you, and this person wants to tell you that they feel deeply guilty and sorry for the way they came into your otherwise peaceful life and created chaos and sorrow, suffering. This person is reflecting on how selfish they were to an otherwise selfless person like yourself. We're being taken back to the scene of a past by a ghost that wants to tell you that they remember you and they remember all the negative changes that they created in your life and the obstacles that were so unnecessary that they threw at you. This person is really sorry, but more importantly, the message is for you to remember that point in time where you were that strong and peaceful, living a life that was totally uninterrupted by misfortune. You were protected then. Protection. Just like you were protected through that relationship, just like you're protected now is the message. Even the hardships that you went through was something that you were protected as you went through it. And the way that you got out of it and were able to separate yourself from this person was also a form of protection for you. That's the message there. Okay, so let's move on to the ghost of your present. The bat. So the ghost of your present is either you in the present moment or somebody who you associate with the present moment. Somebody that you know today or your own self today. The ghost of your present is somebody with a really interesting kind of radical outlook on life. They see things that other people don't. They hear things that other people don't. They understand the nuances of reality that other people do not, because they are highly sensitive and also just have a really cool perspective on life itself. But this person comes off almost like all too serious or very somber. This person is always in a process of like going inward and keeping to themselves while finding a way to let go of things. They seem like they're always releasing or sacrificing something, this person. Card number 28. So that's 1. They want you to look upon yourself in the present moment. The scene is the devil. The ghost of your present is either you or somebody you know right now who is like really private and really to themselves, but has a very relaxed way of being. Is kind of a minimalist, as I said, and is very serious, and is always practicing the art of letting go. This person wants to show you a scene of yourself today. Okay, sorry. I could feel like all these noises were about to pop off in the background, so I wanted to spare you. Okay, so in the present moment, there are things that you are having a hard time letting go of. In the present moment, you are experiencing something like an addiction, even if it's not literally an addiction like substance abuse. There is something about behavior or cycles or patterns that you can't find a way out of. They're replaying on loop. They could be negative thought patterns that you have of yourself that you keep entertaining. They could be actual things that you're doing on the daily that are not particularly good for you, but that have become routine. We're being called to look at you in the present moment because there is something that you need to release. Your heart is, as you can see right here, trapped in a cage. It's like your heart's greatest and deepest desires are things that you have put away in a cage for a while because you're following what your programming wants, which isn't necessarily what's good for you, and it's not necessarily what your heart desires. So you're stuck in a loop these days. And you don't feel as content as you did way back in the day. And it's because you feel codependent on something or are having a hard time cutting something out or letting something go. There is an act of protection that you need to be engaging in for yourself that you're not. Of course, you are protected. You are surrounded by protection, angels, ancestors, spirit team. But you yourself are not contributing to your own level of protection at this time. You are allowing something into your life as a routine that should not be there. There's something about your own routine that you could be upgrading that would change your life very much if you did, but it's something that you're having a hard time implementing. So the ghost of your present is either you, as you look upon yourself from like a distant view, or somebody who's around you that's been watching you that is really good at the art of letting go, and that you could learn from, that you can emulate, that wants you to see that you right now are in a place where you would benefit so much from letting go of something in your routine that is not good for you. something that holds your heart. Protection. It's a form of energy protection. It needs to be done. Okay, now moving on to the ghost of your future. The Seer, card number 10, or 1 again. So the ghost of your future is either somebody you have not yet met and will be meeting, or it is an angel or an ancestor or a spirit guide of yours that's here to show you a vision of the future. The ghost of your present who's visiting you today is a clairvoyant. Somebody who you have not yet met, but somebody who will help you a lot on your way, especially when it comes to guarding and protecting your energy better as you move forward toward new beginnings. This is somebody who is like deeply spiritual. They might be a spiritual mentor. They might be a tarot reader. They might be a light worker. Somebody is about to cross your path who can really, really help you free your heart and free yourself from anything about this routine that is not productive and helpful for you at this time. This is somebody who will be able to see your past and where it is you came from and who it is you were. This is somebody who will be able to see your future, where it is you're going. But this is somebody who will help you. This is a mystic, some kind of occultic, esoteric. The ghost of your future is somebody, it is a person. It's not like a spirit. You're going to meet this person in the future and they're going to help you move forward. And they are like a spiritual advisor or coach to you. Wow. Their message to you is the 3 of Swords, death, and the Sun. Wow. Powerful. We're being transported to a scene of you in the future. It is a moment where you experience such an incredible sense of heartbreak, such an incredible sense of your mind and your heart both being tangled for so long and finally just letting go of all of the exhaustion, all of the pain, just letting yourself admit it and feel it and sit in it. There's a moment in the future where you are going to be experiencing what feels like deep heartbreak. But the second that you feel it, like the moment that you feel it, it allows for a sense of release, and it immediately creates a transformation within you that makes you realize actually that this was necessary for you to achieve happiness. So what I think we're being shown is something that you are really attached to right now at this time, that you're having a hard time letting go of or distancing yourself from. In the near future, you are going to distance yourself from it, and it's going to feel really heartbreaking and painful. It's going to feel like your heart is being ripped out. But as it does in that moment, and you let yourself feel that way, you're going to realize immediately that actually it's not all that painful, because that's not where my heart ever was. My heart's been in this cage in a corner, and I can go back and claim it. What I've been investing in this thing is not my love or actual care for it. It's just that it was a routine that was a comfort zone for me. So the second you realize that and let go of it, it's not going to feel heartbreaking, because you're going to have the immediate awareness that it wasn't for you and it didn't belong to your heart. It wasn't your heart's desire. It was just something that you were going through, something that you were attached to because of association from the past. And the second that you let it go and that you let it die, a great transformation, a great rebirth takes place. And then you have the sun. Clarity. You are protected on your journey, and you always have been. Every time you've been through something that was a heartbreak, it was part of the journey, it was part of the protection. Because to have continued on with that one thing instead of experiencing the heartbreak and the separation would have ruined your life. What you have been through is a testament to the fact that you are protected and have always been. And now is a point in your life where you are waking up to the fact that it's not just the protection from spirit and the divine. It's protection from that you get from your own self, the way that you love yourself and the way that you prioritize yourself and the way that you find peace, the way that you are allowed to live in existence with minimal attachments and let go of the things that are not tugging on your heart. The moment that you take control of yourself and surround yourself with only what it is that you love that makes you feel safe. This is a form of energy protection. This is what you're being called to do at this time all the more. To know that you can work in a collaboration with your spirit team when it comes to protecting yourself and getting yourself toward happiness, sunlight, out of the darkness. You were visited by 3 ghosts today. The first one was a person who tried to hurt you and wasn't successful because you're protected. This is a person who wanted to tell you that you've always been safe and stable and protected and grounded. It's within you and it's around you, and I felt it while I knew you. Just remember that. It's always been part of you, and I'm sorry that I ever messed with it or tried to. Today you're visited by the ghost of your present also, which I think is you or somebody in your life who's around you that has a great deep sense and awareness that you need to let go of something and follow your heart instead of trapping it in a routine that you don't even love today. The message is protect yourself. Protect your heart by feeding it what you love, not putting it away in a cage that's overprotection and it's keeping you in pain. Letting your heart out of the cage and engaging in new routines that serve it. It's a form of protection for yourself and your heart. And you were also visited by the ghost of your future. Somebody who you will come into contact with who is like a spiritual healer or a practitioner. This person is here to show you a moment in your future that they're going to help you with. You're going to confess that you have a heartbreak and you're having a hard time letting go of things to this person. This person is going to find different ways to urge you to let go, and it's going to feel so painful and paralyzing at first, but immediately as the thing is severed from you and let go from your being, you will experience such a state of not peace and happiness, but like elevation, ascendance, transcendence, transformation. Your heart will feel renewed. You'll be living on a higher frequency in like what feels like a totally different dimension than the one you're in now. Because you're protected, and you also have the opportunity to protect yourself by doing what's best for you in every moment, as you've been doing and as you will be doing moving forward. Okay, so I think that'll do. Thank you.